My subject today is specific to an educational context. And I would define it this way, or I would put this question: does reliance on AI tools, what is normally called LLM, large learning models applications, does it finally result in brainless young people? That is put in a provocative sense just so that this process of thinking can go on. A little bit of provocation to bring about some thinking, nothing more. Before I go into this, let me say that we are avoiding what is a larger debate taking place all over the world. And I would put it briefly like this, exemplified by a remarkable book written by Professor Emily Bender, professor of linguistics and computational linguistics. And that book was co-authored with another renowned professor of sociology, Professor Alex Hanna. And the title says it all. And I wouldn't want to go further on that larger subject. It is called the AI Con. I would leave it at that because at this moment my emphasis is on something very specific. MIT did a study very recently, just about 10 days ago, a very controlled study, and in the caveats mentioned that they are going in for a further study, and this is only a study of 54 participants and nothing more. And these young people were divided into three groups. One is the brain-only group. The other is a group where search engines, search is allowed, search group. And the third is LLM-assisted, ChatGPT-assisted group. Now, they carried out very scientific studies on the neural activity, the activation of the brain in each of these three groups. How they did it is not my subject, because when MIT does a study, they would obviously have a very scientific methodology, and that is what they followed. I am concerned with the results. The brain-only group showed a clearly higher level of neural activity, activation of the brain in this process of writing an essay. So even this task was very specific, and the task was writing an essay. And the brain-only group trumped all the other groups very significantly, and it bears repetition that the machine-assisted group could not recall what they had written just a few minutes ago. This meant that they had no real authorship of that, what they wrote. And it was something that they couldn't recall, something empty, emptiness. Emptiness comes in, emptiness goes out, that kind of thing. So MIT study emphasized the fact that there could be potential and significant cognitive loss in the use of LLM, the use of these machines in the process of education. This was the main thing. This has been a long time coming, and although this specific study of MIT, and they promised a further study because it is a very serious matter, the potential loss of cognitive ability. This has been a long time coming because young people, even before ChatGPT and the rest, because after all, if I remember, ChatGPT has been there only in the past maybe 2 or 3 years. But even before that, with all the laptops and all that going into the lecture halls, young people were plonking on the laptops, on the keyboards. If at all something was coming into them, and sometimes nothing at all. So the learning process had diminished in terms of cognition, cognitive ability. The fundamental point of neuroscience is that if you don't use it, you lose it. Therefore, the brain has to be exercised. Exercised, I would say, intensively for the neural activities and for the brain to develop. Otherwise, there will be a shutdown. This is the basic neuroscience. And it is fairly clear that this process of deterioration of cognitive ability has been going on for some time, and now definitely accelerated by ChatGPT and the rest. The implications for this are very large. Excessive reliance on AI through college, through school and college, has spawned a new generation of young graduates who are unequipped for the jobs of the future because they never have learned to think creatively or critically. This is the process of learning. This is a serious development because if you look at history, ever since technology advanced and all that, some jobs go out, but a larger number come in. And whether you are in a position to take those jobs because you have those critical thinking skills of the brain, that will determine the future of these young people. Now, as it happens, as I said earlier, these young people who have had this excessive reliance on AI in their process of college and school and college really, are unequipped for the jobs of the future because they have never been into thinking creatively or critically. This is the disturbing thing that comes out of the implications of what we see here. There are 25, 30-year-olds who cannot express themselves in writing, cannot express an idea in writing. I will know from some personal experiences. Learning is exploration and a process. And if that exploration has not been working, then we have a serious dent on cognition and our ability to think. So, it is possible that there are a large number of people who are functionally illiterate. This is something that all of us, society, should think of very seriously.